opposition think they gon' win, well, we gon' see. People say there ain't no I in team, but if we go to adding.
I feel like both of us, every single time the intro stops, both of us kind of are just bobbing our heads, and we we really like to, bounce to the beat. So it'd be like that. But welcome in, guys. Welcome to Laced Up Live. We are finally live again. I've got my setup. It's still a little bit funky. I know my lighting is all off. I've got like a Rudolph shine spot right here on my forehead, and the lighting, whatever. I'm so sorry for the lighting and everything, you guys. It's a work in progress. Okay, my table is too tall. I'm too short. My lighting, I'm working on it. Okay, I'm working on it, you guys. But Coach Dove, how are you doing this Monday? I was about to say morning. It's not morning.
I'm doing well, man. Wonderful, It's Monday. It's a good Monday, though. It's a good Monday.
It's a damn good Monday to be a Longhorn fan. That's what I know.
Hey, it's good. It's a good Monday to be a Longhorn fan. It's a good day to be a Rebel fan. Top 25.
Hey, go. Hey. We're gonna talk about it a little bit later in the show, but college football is a hot ass mess right now. Like, there's a lot going on in college football at the moment. So we got a lot to get into today, y'all. But first off, I would just want to say thank you guys for coming in every single Monday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Me and Coach Dub, we're here every single Monday. So we really appreciate you guys coming in every single Monday. It's one of my favorite days of the week. I don't know about you, Coach Dub, but I really enjoy getting on here every single Monday and hanging out with everybody and talking some ball. And especially since Texas is just good. Like, these conversations are better to have whenever we're good. Like, they're a little bit more fun. Well, and I think we've spent like all the off season, talking about our potential and talking about, if this happens, then we could be good. If that happens, then we can be good. If the defense does this, if the offense does that, if Quinn does this, like, we've had all of these ifs all off season. And so to finally start to see the ROI on everything that Sark has been preaching for the past 3 years that he's been here, this Monday just hits a little bit different, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I am freaking pumped, y'all. I am pumped. Obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about the Michigan game. I know it is a week removed. We are a week removed, and a lot has happened since then. So we're going to get into everything that's happened recently, but we were not able to go live for the Michigan game. And I was really, 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 really upset about that because, wow. I don't know about you. I expected it to be much more of a dogfight. I expected it to be much more competitive. I didn't know what to expect from the Michigan offense, to be fair, but I don't know if I was more shocked at Michigan not having an offense or if I was just shocked at the way that we took control of the game from the moment we kicked off. What about you?
I'm close to the Orgy family, and when I found out he wasn't going to play much, I was like, they ain't got a shot on offense.
Yikes.
That's how I truly felt.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like if they would have started Alex and actually tailored the offense around him, they got a way better chance. Now they're going to start him. Now he's starting.
Yeah. Now they're gonna cater that offense towards him.
They, not to speak too much on him, but Davis won through like 3 interceptions at Arkansas State.
Mm-hmm.
He struggled, and so I knew he would, right? And I think me and you talked about it. Like my prediction was based on Alex starting the quarterback, but that other dude, that was not. I wouldn't have made that prediction if I knew he was playing. But anyway, that's yeah. But yeah, I thought. But I'm not going to take credit away from Texas though, because Texas still has to execute. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So they went out there and did their job. So I'm not going to take anything away from Longhorns, but man, yeah. I did not expect to see Michigan be that bad.
Yeah.
I expected us to. That is fun.
Yup.
You did anyway.
That was crazy. That was an insane comment. That was truly an insane comment. Like, I don't know where that was coming from. Like, I'm sorry. You had 6 points until garbage time.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Let's be so for real for a second. Like, go ahead.
He missed 2 wide open people. That probably would have helped. They probably would have scored, but he missed 2 wide open receivers. So you didn't let anybody. Yeah, you let him win. Yeah, you did. You did let him win. He did let him win. He may be right. He let him win because it's his fault. Mostly, anyway.
Man, mostly. But I honestly, I think a lot of the blame, especially on the internet, especially like rivals and everything like that, you know, people want to talk crap, people want to talk shit. And, you know, just like it was last year when we beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa, the same narratives came out and were like, you know, oh, well, Michigan is just a shell of themselves and blah, 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 which may fair. Okay, whatever, fine. You want to sit and say that Michigan lost 13 to the NFL. Texas lost 11, okay? Like, we lost 2 less than they did. I understand, you know, losing a head coach, losing your quarterback. That's where we excelled. That's where we ended up beating Michigan, was the head coach and the quarterback. And it was just, it was one of those things that for me, I know a lot of the narrative was around Michigan and what they're going to end up being. But obviously, me being a Texas fan, I'm giving Texas all the credit in the world because we imposed our will from kickoff. You know, like we never gave them an inch to even get anything going. Mm-hmm. You know, and it got to the point to where we got so far ahead in the first half that what else did you need? Like, what else did we need to do?
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like from us was I didn't like the second half of us.
Oh no. Well, but that's what I'm saying is I don't know if that. Do you think that was? Well, no, for sure. But do you think that was just sloppy play, or do you think that was a mixture of? Okay, well, it's already gone. Like, this game's already done. Like, they can't score.
Yeah.
Like, do you think it was a mixture? Like, what do you think that was? Because I agree. Like, the second half was definitely different. I mean, we only scored 1 touchdown in the second half. So I get that. But at the same time, like, I also feel like we knew that game was over by halftime. So what was the point in showing more cards whenever you got Georgia coming to town and you got OU right before that? And then you go to Kyle Field at the end of the season. So not that I think that A&M is just some juggernaut, but that's going to be a tough game because of the environment. And it's a rivalry game and everything like that. So for me, I felt like it was more just a holdback, not necessarily. That's just my opinion, though. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I see AR put the same thing. And I know, I think some people say that. I just didn't see the same level of intensity execution. I saw more of a, like, we got this in hand and kind of foot off the gas pedal from coaches and players.
Well, yeah.
Like, yo, like, I don't, like, and that's one thing. I don't care if you're up by 20. I want to go put you down by 40 now. Like, it's that mentality.
I understand that, but I also think that you got to, like, I get it. Michigan's not the hardest opponent that we're going to see all season. They weren't, and they're not. So I get where you're coming from, and I understand the second half woes and I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying, but I guess I just feel like it didn't matter. Like, I genuinely, I just don't think it mattered.
Yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from. I think where I'm coming from is more of it's a behavior, and I don't want to bite us in the butt later in the season. Because you got that mindset, and we saw enough of that the first 2 seasons of Sark, though.
Yeah.
Half, it was like, I mean, it could be a little PTSD with me, but it's a behavior, and so no, come out and finish your opponent, because that evil counterpart of his, Lane Kiffin, would have came out trying. You know what I mean? Like you have to have the same killer instinct mindset, I think.
But I think it's also different when having that killer mindset when you need it. You know, like. We'd already been like, okay, hold on. I understand where you're coming from, specifically for the Michigan game. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, you have much tougher opponents coming later on in the season. And I guess I just understand holding back a little bit more because, like I said, that game was over by halftime. It was over when we went in the locker room. They did not have the offense to score, no matter, theoretically, for the entire season, I get where you're coming from, but for that specific game, that didn't bother me. I'm gonna be completely honest.
I don't. Well, you look at it, and it's a behavior pattern, though. And I understand what you're saying, like, and from that game, but like, no, that ain't a switch you flip on and off, though. I
get that.
That's who you are. That's who he. You look at just the history. He's always like that, though.
For sure.
He tries to bury people. He lets up. Like, no, bro. No. Here's some extra dirt. I ain't going 6 feet. I'm gonna put you 10 feet under. And Victor.
Well, but that's what I'm saying is because he's even brought up having a killer instinct. He's brought that up, that he wants his team to have that killer instinct from first quarter to fourth quarter and completely burying teams. He said that himself. So that makes me think that it's on purpose because he knows.
Huh? They had killer instincts first half. I need that.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. No, but he was talking about finishing the game. That was what he was talking about, was finishing that way. So that's why I think it was just a little bit more methodical and on purpose rather than just us being like, meh, whatever.
I mean, we'll see. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see going into the season. I don't like coming out saying, hey, I don't even want that creep into the player's mind. I don't even want that mentality in their mind. You can't say you want that and then you let up off the gas pedal as a coach and your players do the same thing because they're gonna follow you, right? I need that same. What's the dude at the Alamo Bowl? Get off me! Don't touch me! I need that dude for 4 quarters. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The dude who's trying to hold him back. I need that dude for 4 quarters.
Yeah, I get. Like I said, I get it. I get it for sure. Like I get it. I just think that Sark knows that because he's brought it up himself, and so that's what makes me think that it's a little bit more methodical at this point. Not in past seasons. I'm talking about specifically for this season. I don't think, obviously, year 1 and year 2, I don't necessarily think that it was on purpose, that he was just letting teams back in the game. Like, I don't think that was on purpose, but I just feel like in my opinion, I feel like it might have been a little bit more methodical on his part.
I get exactly where you're coming from, though. Like, it's not more disagreeing.
It's a tale of two because I get both sides. Like, I genuinely understand both because don't get me wrong, if it's against Georgia, bury them bitches. Do not let all gas, no fucking brakes, bitch. Like, no, do not let up in that second half. Like, if I see it against Georgia, if I see it against Oklahoma, it's a rivalry game. If I see that, then yes, I'll be like, okay, then yeah, that's just who Sark is. But this team just feels different to me. Like, it just really does. Mentality feels different. The drive feels different. And like I said, maybe that's just me reading too much into it. But I just genuinely feel like this team is different. Their mentality is different. Their drive is different. Their physicality is different. Their preparation is different. Their camaraderie together is different. The way that they talk about each other is different. And I just feel like the killer instinct is within. And I get where you're coming from and wanting to see it, but I just think we have bigger fish to fry, in my opinion.
Well, I know, but you can't. Hey, you can't go cook or even go catch the big fish if you ain't even preparing yourself to catch that big fish. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have that. It's got to be something. Look, everything is bubbly and good, and everything sounds good when you're winning. But we haven't hit adversity yet. No, we haven't. Tested it any kind of way. Empty the clip on everybody. Like, I ain't leaving no doubt. Like, it's. Let me say this. It's more about execution in the second half. When you don't have the same focus and drive, you don't execute the same.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my issue. It wasn't so much, okay, let up. You don't have to call the most creative plays and all that. but the execution still needs to be there. And that's what I felt dropped off in the second half. I didn't like that because in a tight game, is it going to be the same?
Yeah.
I don't want you. I need that intensity to be.
No, and that's fair. I get what I totally understand that.
Even at UTSA, the little quick screen to Isaiah Bond, that's not a magnificent play. It's just like, let me get the ball out there. He just turned it into a touchdown, right?
Yeah.
But I need that same level of execution. That could have been. We'll talk about that later. Could have been change of, a signal caller, but still, I just need that same level of execution, no matter what. Like I've been saying, it's Texas versus Texas. The man you look at in the mirror every day is the person you compete against the most. So I need that person to be on 24/7.
Yeah.
You hear other teams talk about it. Championship teams, they talk and sound different.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bury this dude. You know what I'm saying? We ain't done. I felt like we were done, and we knew we were done. I ain't letting them score 0-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
0-0 at halftime.
And that's fair. Like this, I get. I didn't want Michigan to score. I didn't want Michigan to score a touchdown either. That was frustrating. That was annoying. Even in garbage time, I wanted the 0 touchdown game. I wanted it. Right. I get. So like I said, I get where people are coming from. I get where everybody is coming from that aspect. I feel like it's there. I feel like we may not have seen it yet, but I feel like it's there. So.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. Overall I was really impressed with. I understand the lack of execution in the second half, but overall, like I said, I was really, really impressed with just how we imposed our will from the very beginning. And we made them uncomfortable from the start on offense and on defense. And overall, you go into the big house and shout out to Longhorn Nation for showing all the fuck out.
I think I have
out. Oh my God, y'all took over the stadium, and hook 'em horns, baby. Hook 'em horns. Show them how us Texas fans do it. Show them how we show out. And I just, like I said, I wanted to give everybody a big shout out that headed to the Michigan game because, wow, that crowd was amazing. From kickoff, I was pointing out, I was like, look at all that burnt orange. And I even had some friends that were like, I only see yellow. I only see the yellow. And I was like, you see all those little dark spots where it's not yellow? That's burnt orange. That ain't yellow. And you know what? They did yellow on purpose. They did that shit on purpose.
Yeah,
the orange couldn't stick out like a sore freaking thumb. Yup, the big house is now the Horns house.
Wow. That's for 2-0 against them, huh?
2-0 ever. Michigan has never beaten us, which is an insane thing to sit here and talk about. But before we get into the UTSA game, because there's a lot to talk about with that. There's a lot to talk about with the UTSA game. But before we get into that, I want to introduce you guys to the LacedUp sponsor. Woo! LacedUp has a sponsor. LacedUp has a sponsor. LacedUp has a sponsor. Yeah. And its name is Better Bets. Yo, let's go. Laced Up listeners, every single one of y'all, I've got such a hook up for y'all. Laced Up is partnering up this season with betterbets.vip, one of the most reliable sports handicappers in the country, and it doesn't cost you your entire bankroll to get on board. Just a couple weekends ago, from Thursday through Saturday, Better Bets players scored big, winning 10.8 units in college football. So we're already playing with house money, y'all. And right now, just for Laced Up listeners, you can get every college and NFL Better Bet from now until the Super Bowl at a very, 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 very special price. Regular price for all college and pro bets is normally about $500, but if you head over to betterbets.vip/laced-up, you can get my special offer of 25% off the full membership price. Every pick now through the Super Bowl for only $375. That's such a steal. Any single bet that you want, Any bet that you want, college, NFL, MLB, it doesn't matter. $375 for any bet from now until the Super Bowl. Like I said, that's a deal that you guys do not want to miss out on. Make sure you go to betterbets.vip/LacedUp and get hooked up with Better Bets this season. The link is also in my description, in the description box below. So make sure you guys go use Better Bets.
Hey.
And tell them LacedUp sent you. Hook 'em horns. Let's go. I noticed I was doing thumbs up, so that was a big old whoopsie from my part. Anyways, now we can sit and talk UTSA.
Hey, I like it.
Manning Mania. Manning Mania? Question mark? Is Arch Manning going to be the starter? Coach?
I ain't getting into that. I ain't doing it. Look, I'm
asking you because okay, hold on. Let me phrase this for a second because there's a difference in who you think should be the starting quarterback and who has the higher ceiling. There's a difference.
No,
I think so.
Look, both of them. The person you're saying never mind.
No, I'm not saying either of them. I'm not hinting either way. I'm just saying there's a difference in those two statements. Go ahead.
Yeah, Victor, we know how I feel. Look.
We do, but go ahead.
I mean, the person with the higher ceiling, of course, is Arch Manning. Quinn, and we've heard Quinn a day to day, week out, so he'll get his spot back. So, and I think these next two games, I guess you don't really need him from ULM. You don't need him from Mississippi State, who's oh my gosh, Mississippi State, they're terrible.
We're going to talk about them later on in the show because Toledo?
Yeah.
Toledo.
Yeah. So, so you don't really need Quinn for the next two. I know Arch probably going to look good in those games. Because then it's going to make the fan base go.
You know he will.
All right. And then I guess Quinn comes back versus Oklahoma. Maybe get the 49-0 performance. When he was hurt against Alabama's first year. Maybe you don't, but if Arch looks really, really good in the next two games, and Quinn comes against Oklahoma and struggles even a bit, the crowd is going to be calling. That's going to be
okay, but I don't care about the crowd. I'm talking about what we think. I don't give a shit about what other fans think.
They think how we think.
They think how you think, not how I think. I don't think like that. I do not think like that. No, they think how you think. They don't think how I think.
Willen and Dylan, they saw 16 on the field. Hey, his first play.
You want to get pissed off for a second? You want me to piss you off for a second?
What?
Okay. Yes, Arch looked amazing. Okay. 67-yard run. Quinn ain't doing that. Okay. I get it. I get that. Outside of that, I don't think there was one throw that Arch made that Quinn wouldn't make. Outside of that 67-yard run, I don't think there is one play that Arch made that Quinn wouldn't make. And I do think that there are situations that Arch was in that Quinn would have made a better play.
Oh, let's talk about it.
I think Arch, look, he's a redshirt freshman. So you see those redshirt freshman tendencies, the same tendencies that you saw with Quinn. Struggling with pocket awareness. We saw it in this with that big sack.
Mm-hmm.
I did see a few times where he was struggling going through his progressions. There were times that he was staring down the receiver that he was going through. So there are little bitty tidbits that year 3 Quinn doesn't struggle as much with. Whereas a redshirt freshman Arch does. So my thing is going into SEC play, I understand wanting the higher ceiling. I prefer the experience.
Gotcha. And so I hear you, and those are valid points. We also saw Quinn almost throw 3 interceptions in Michigan because he didn't look. We also saw him do a Quinn. I'm going to throw the UTSA player too in year 3. You know
hold on. That one, I feel like, hold on. That one was right. Hold on.
I'm listening.
No, I'm just saying because that one, honestly, that was wasn't that after the Gunnar Helm catch?
To the running back when he threw it out there?
That was on the So hold on. When did that happen? Someone let me know in the comments when exactly that happened, because I don't remember exactly when that happened.
Second drive, I want to say.
Yes, second drive. Yeah. But Quinn was out by the first 2 minutes of the second quarter.
That was after everybody said, "Oh, it's his thumb," and then he completed.
I didn't think it was his thumb. I thought it looked like he was trying to throw it away and didn't give it enough zip. That's what I thought.
That's a Quinn moment.
It is. And I've said that before. There are weird little Quinn blunders that he makes, for sure. He's not perfect. Quinn is not perfect.
Oh, that's a good one, Victor. Now, he ain't making that pass whatsoever, bro. No way he's making that one. Arch didn't even turn his shoulder. He just got let that thing go to his left. Quinn
that was some hum. That was some hum.
If we ain't go touchdown, Quinn ball might would have went. Never mind. Let me stop.
See, that's what I'm saying. I disagree, y'all. I feel like y'all are talking a little bit too. No. Give Quinn more credit than that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Give Quinn more credit than that. We're not gonna sit here and talk shit about Quinn. We're not gonna do that.
I'm just saying.
Give Quinn more credit than that. Give him more credit.
Yeah.
Come on.
I give Quinn credit. Quinn played great. Okay, before he went out, he made some spectacular plays and throws. He did good versus Michigan, avoiding the right. We didn't get to talk about it. In Michigan, he avoided the rush. I thought he stepped up in the pocket, threw the ball outside the pocket well. I thought he did well versus Michigan. He was locked in. Mm-hmm. He was super locked in. But I don't think I get that consistency of locked in from him though. I will with Arch. We saw a quote from Michael Tass today. He was like, Arch was texting him while he was in hospital, yo, what is Hudson Card and Casey Thompson doing? What are they doing on the field in practice? I want to know now. It's a different, you know what I mean? Well, we know
but that's the thing is I get that, but I don't think that necessarily translates into wins year one in the SEC. Whenever you've got Georgia coming to town, whenever you have to go to OU or you have to go to Dallas to play OU, you have to go to Kyle Field, something that neither Quinn nor Arch has been in. Arch hasn't been in any big games.
He hasn't.
That's what I'm saying. I get it. I get the hype. I get why everybody is excited. But Quinn is the now.
Yeah, Arch
is the future. No, I'm not saying you say take him out, but I'm saying you're saying that because you are saying that we would be better with Arch. You think we would do better this season with Arch? Yes or no?
I don't think we have any drop off with either one. If Arch had to play, we wouldn't have a drop off. I think plus as dimension in the running game.
I think we would have more of a drop off than you give it credit for, just because of the little things. Because of the little things that year 3 in the same system under Steve Sarkisian, I get the hype. I really, really do. I was at the game. We roared when he popped off that 67-yard touchdown. We roared. We got so loud when Arch came on the field. I get the hype. I get it.
Yeah.
But Quinn deserves so much more love and so much more credit from this freaking fan base than anybody gives him. And it honestly ticks me off.
Look, Quinn,
it makes me mad. It really does, because Quinn deserves so much more love from this fan base than he gets. Just because we have Arch right behind him, and that bothers me.
Look, I understand. Quinn's a good quarterback. Nobody's saying Quinn's terrible.
That's not true.
Well, I ain't saying it.
But you said nobody. No, people are saying it.
I'm sorry, but yeah. I like 16. Man. You asked me, I like 16.
No, and that's fair. That's fair.
And I just like 16 because it's a different swagger. I don't.
It is. I agree.
I don't feel like if I'm a rallying the troops type of dude, I think 16 will do it, and they'll listen to more. They'll listen to 3. I didn't see 3 going on the sideline, even when you're hurt. In everybody's face, good job, Grant. He's still sitting there chewing his.
I see, but I don't.
That bothers me though.
But we saw it at Michigan. That's what I'm saying. You're not giving him enough credit because we saw him sitting here rallying the troops at Michigan. So
that guy consistently.
Oh, I get what you're saying. I get where you're coming from, but you make it seem like Arch is just this amazing leader and Quinn isn't, and that's not true.
Okay.
I just don't think that's true.
They're two different
Yes, that I will give you. They're very, very different leaders. Quinn is much more subdued, much more. He's not as vocal as Arch is. You can tell that. You can see that in their demeanors, even just in media availability. You can see that. You can see that there's a difference with Arch.
Okay. Tell me if I'm wrong, or I could be wrong, or people in the comments. Do y'all get the demeanor from Quinn that he'll be okay without football? Because I do. He gives off that vibe like if he didn't play football tomorrow, he'd be okay.
That's fair.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, and Arch is like, nah, eat, live, and breathe this shit.
I get that, but I feel like that's just more of your emotion and your feeling rather than actually thinking logically.
No, I need that dude that's going, let's go.
I think Quinn can be that dude. Like, that's the thing. Is like he may be more of a silent threat, but I think he can bury dudes too.
Okay, let me say it. I think Quinn's good enough. I think Quinn is good enough to help his team win a championship. I think Arch is going to take this offense to a new level that we haven't seen, though.
And that's fair. That's totally fair. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't like the fact that I feel like a lot of the fan base feels like, and maybe not a lot of the fan base, but a lot of the internet boost up Arch to tear down Quinn. And I don't like that. You don't have to tear down Quinn to boost Arch in that sense. And this was funny anyways, because I thought that they were being satirical in it anyways, because he has been hurt. So I took it as a joke anyways. Not that he literally didn't need any backup.
Nah, yeah, I mean, that's just a good joke. That's a good
So joke. I didn't take it like that, but I get where you're coming from in feeling like there is just Arch is a different animal for sure. Like, nobody is going to deny that. There is a difference with Arch back there versus Quinn. It's a different swag. It's a different feel. It's a different vibe. I get that. I just think that year one in the SEC, our biggest advantage is the fact that we have the same head coach and the same quarterback for the past 3 years. That is one of the biggest advantages that we have. And we are absolutely taking that away and removing that by putting Arch in. I understand people wanting the higher ceiling. Okay, I get it. Right. I just feel like you're taking away the most advantageous part of what we have, which is the experience and the connection between the head coach and the quarterback.
I hear you, and I agree with that 100%. I agree with that take 100%. I do. I do.
You just like Arch. I get it.
Right.
I get it. That's fine.
Okay. Did Florida not look better when they put Lagway in, who was a freshman, and he came in and balled out?
I feel like Graham Mertz was a little bit more efficient in this last game than Lagway was. Once again, I feel, hold on. Once again, there's a different vibe. There's a different swag with those quarterbacks in those offenses. Yes, you are right. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's the better quarterback for that offense right now.
Okay. Hey, look. Look, I hear you.
Hold up. We say no one denies this is Quinn's team, but that's not true. That's not true. There have been plenty of people.
This was Quinn's team. I'm teasing.
No.
I'm teasing. Some people do say that, though. Some people do say that this is not Quinn's team.
Coach, you talking shit like that is really going to get the trolls all riled up. So you've really got to stop doing that.
Okay.
You've got to stop.
I'm not trying to get no trolls riled up. People felt the same way when Malik was the backup. They wanted Malik too. And so everybody wants the backup quarterback. When Quinn was the backup, they wanted Quinn too. Like, they wanted Quinn. They didn't want to think about it. Okay. It never changes. When it was Casey, they wanted Hudson Card.
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
No.
When are you talking about when Quinn was a backup and they wanted Quinn? In Ohio State?
When Quinn came started, they wanted Hudson Card.
Okay. I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's always, they want the backup. Like, everybody wants the backup. It ain't changed. You know what I'm saying? Even when they didn't want Colt, they wanted Jevin Sneed.
Yeah, and I mean, and
They
hey,
want VY.
you know,
They want
yep,
Chance Mock.
everyone wanted Chris Sims. I get it.
You know,
I get it.
And so Chance Mock, 5-star quarterback, could ball, could throw, but he ain't VY.
No.
All
Yep.
right, so that's all I'm saying.
And I get it. I get that for sure.
On Chris Sims. Oh, don't get me started, Victor. Don't get me started.
I totally get it. Like I said, this is one of those situations where I genuinely understand both sides. I can definitely see where both opinions come from because like I said, I get the hype. I'm hyped as hell. Like I said, if y'all could have been there, if y'all were there on Saturday, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. There is a different vibe in the building when Arch is back there. Like I get it, 1,000%. But I just don't feel like that is advantageous for us this season. I think next season, let's fucking ride.
I don't think it helped though. Like the first play, he throws a touchdown, then comes back with the run. It was like, oh
no. Well, and to be fair, once again, Sark even said in his post-game presser that the play that they ran, that Arch threw his touchdown pass on the very first play, was the exact play that they had lined up for Quinn. They had that exact same play wrapped up for Quinn, and Arch is the one that came up and was like, no, I got it. Cool. And went in and did it. But my point was that was the exact same play that they'd drawn up for Quinn.
I get it. But, man, that was in a Florida game. But this dude come off the bench ice cold and do it, though?
Oh, I get it. Like I said, I get ice cold is a little bit. It was barely the second half.
We like Quinn. Okay, people, we like Quinn. Quinn is not a bad quarterback whatsoever. It's his team because he's not – the injury's not significant.
Don't roll your eyes when you say that.
No.
It's his team. No, it's his team.
It's his team. If he was out more games, then I think you would see a shift.
Then we might be having a different discussion. I agree.
Right. But the fact that he's healthy, he's coming back. It's his team. He'll get the job. He'll get the keys back to the car when he comes back.
As he should. And because at the end of the day, Arch is exactly where we want him. Sit in the pine, watching, taking everything in, and ready to go when his number's called.
True.
And he is such a weapon to have in our back pocket. Like,
I apologize. When I'm talking from people said in the building they wouldn't mind if Quinn went to the draft last year and Arch was the dude.
Yeah.
So your staff feels that way. Hey, turn the light on. My girls just took the light off.
Hey, turn the light on.
Yeah.
Turn it on.
I think that, man, she made me lose my thought, little girl. When people inside the building wouldn't mind if Quinn left because they felt confident in Arch, that says something. When behind the building they think, hey, on the cool, all 5 camp, Arch has been the better dude.
Well, but also to be fair, I also feel like that was a lot of people's impressions anyways. A lot of people didn't expect Quinn to come back. I know I didn't. I expected him to go to the draft and Arch be the guy. So whether or not that was going to be the case either way, I was going to be okay with it,
I think you like that grade, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you missed multiple games. I wouldn't like that grade either.
But I think so when I was speaking, it's like, man, I don't if it happens, it's Quinn's team, so I don't want to talk about what ifs. I'm not going to wood. Hopefully Quinn's come back and he's healthy 100%.
I think him having time, having ULM, having Mississippi State, and then there's a bye week before Oklahoma. So he's got 3 weeks.
Yeah, we got the bye week. So he'll be fine. I know he'll be fine.
What do you think that does for, okay, question. What do you think the Heisman campaign looks like? Because after the Michigan game, everybody was talking about Quinn as a front runner. So with him missing ULM, but say he comes back from Mississippi State, say he comes back for SEC play and just goes scorched earth the rest of the season and doesn't miss any other time, doesn't miss any other games, and it's all hunky-dory from here. Do you think that missing that one game is going to affect the Heisman race? Like, what do you feel about that? Because, like, I have the feeling that, like, if he misses Mississippi State, it's probably done.
I think that these next two games are like stat padding games where you really boost your numbers.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that hurts because Cam Ward balling in Miami. Dart, Ole Miss.
Jackson Dart, yep.
You know what I'm saying? They putting up numbers. And
Jalen Milrose looked decent.
Travis Hunter's a dude.
Travis Hunter's looked good. Honestly, Travis Hunter would probably be my front runner.
You know what I mean? He don't need to miss 2 games to win the Heisman. But he does have more. He has 2 big games to have Heisman winning moments, OU, and if OU continues to win.
I would say 3.
Who do you think? SEC championship, maybe?
Okay, 4.
Because I think the voting ends around that time, so that's why I didn't count that. I was thinking Georgia, OU, and A&M. Depends on what A&M's schedule. The record is by the time we play them, though.
Well, that's fair, but I also think they're going to give it credit just because of the environment. They know that it's the first time that we've played. Like, honestly, that just might be the most hostile environment Quinn has ever seen. And I'm not even trying to be dramatic when I say that.
Could be.
I think that environment is going to be insane.
That's insane. That's the game. It's so funny. That's the game I wanted to see. Oh wow! I want to see Elko go against Sark. I want to see the match.
The matchup.
Elko got a defense. I ain't gonna cap.
No, for sure.
And now they got a quarterback. Shit.
Well, to be fair though, their defense really hasn't been their biggest issue. Their defense hasn't been their biggest issue. So
when he left for that year, they were not the same defense. Now that he's back, that defense is. I ain't gonna lie to you, they back, but they just don't have an offense. But now they do. This new dude gave him life. This new dude is giving him life. I ain't gonna lie.
We'll see.
I ain't gonna lie.
We will see.
But nobody's talking about Alabama. Nobody's talking about Alabama.
Hey, I said Jalen Milroe whenever you were just talking about Heisman.
I'm talking about a team as a team. Nobody's really talking about them. They're quietly really good. Secretly
Yeah, but I think a lot of people were interested in them, but then they struggled against USF again, and everybody was kind of like,
Yeah, shit. Hey, they might beat Georgia.
I could believe that. I'd believe that.
Yeah. But I want the 1-2 matchup in Austin, but Georgia got to get past Alabama.
Honestly, and for me, I want the 1-2 matchup for sure. But honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing them drop 1 before they head to Austin. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind that morale being down a little bit. I ain't mad at that. I don't care how we get it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Kirby gonna be pissed off either way, but yeah. Tennessee's quarterback has a strong chance too.
Yes, absolutely. Nico's balling.
If he goes in and I know we'll talk about this later. If he goes in and destroys a good Oklahoma defense on the road,
okay, we're gonna talk about that in a second because we had a discussion. We had a good discussion about this earlier. But at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, looking at all 3 games, I'm damn proud of how well we've started off the season. I'm damn proud of the game that Sark called in Ann Arbor. Honestly, do you think that was the best game that he's called?
I thought it was up there with Alabama a week 2 years ago. I thought it was up there as far as scheming them up, and I thought he called a magnificent game plan. Yeah, I thought he did a great job just with scheming, how he did things, how he set them up.
Yeah,
I thought it was good. I thought it was a great game plan. It reminded me of the OU game, 49-0 game too.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can tell he prepped for that for months and months.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
when you give Sark time, he can really fuck you up. Like he really can, and especially. But never mind. And especially, but that's why I said months, not month. Months, plural.
Yeah. I think it's hard. It's different week to week, man.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, at the end of the day, all we can go off of is what we got, and we've put together in general, we've put together 3 damn good performances so far. And one of the things that I've enjoyed seeing the most, and I'm completely honest, is we are spreading the ball around so well. There are so many guys eating. There are so many guys getting touches, freshmen, transfers, Jonte Cook had 2 touchdowns versus UTSA. You know, like we hadn't seen much from him and hadn't heard much from him all off season. And he comes out and has a 2-tutty day with Arch, you know? So it's like, we are deep. We are deep.
I love seeing that because, you know, everybody's being used. When SEC play, though, that rotation going to get short.
Oh, for sure.
Don't expect to see that, people.
No, for sure.
You're going to see what you saw against Michigan in the first half. The same targets playing. But it's good. Well, I take that back. The next 2 games, UL and Mississippi State, everybody's going to play.
Yeah.
When we get to Oklahoma, that thing going to get shortened down. So, yeah, but I love seeing it right now.
What was that starting rotation? It was Bond, Golden, and Moore, right?
And Moore, yeah.
Bond, Golden, and DeAndre Moore.
And my man, MVP.
Hey, you know what? Honestly, I'd have to look back, but I'm pretty sure I called that rotation. And if I did, I'm gonna be damn proud of myself. I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back for that one. Yeah, because if I called that rotation with how many guys yes, this is another thing. Great point. Ryan Wingo has the opportunity to be the best Texas receiver ever. I think he has that potential. I think he has that upside. He's Xavier. He's a little bit slower Xavier Worthy with a bigger frame.
He's dang good. He is like dang good. I got somebody like going off.
Somebody is not happy.
Somebody's not happy whatsoever. I don't know.
Somebody's not happy.
But I mean, Wingo has a chance to be really good. You know, but I mean, we'll see. He has a lot of room to grow. And he got a quarterback that's going to get him the ball. He's in the perfect offense. It fits him too. So, like, it's a perfect match for him, man. I think the fact that he's getting time already amongst a lot of guys who's about to get to the NFL speaks about his talent. Or speaks to his talent, but yeah, he's kid's good.
I think it speaks to his preparation and his work ethic too. Because you got a lot of talent in that room.
You do, but I think when he comes in, he has his set of plays for him, right? He runs something different. He gave him a reverse. Just get the ball in his hands type thing.
Yeah.
Let him run deep, show his speed and athleticism. You know, so yeah, I think I guess the playbook will expand more for him as he goes through the season. I think he'll play. I think he'll get his reps, but I think he's earned that. But yeah, but even against like Michigan, he didn't get in until late, right? You know what I mean? I think we had the game in hand. Let's kind of let everybody play.
Yeah.
He was leading rusher for the game with the reverse. So, you know what I mean? So yeah. The kid is special though.
But I think it's really, really good that Sark is doing this because recruits are on the sideline. You know, recruits see all of these young guys getting in and making plays. They saw Anthony Smith with a tackle for loss versus UTSA. You see Ryan Wingo going out there and doing what the hell he does. You know, like you see these guys getting reps. You see these guys getting very, very valuable reps at their fresh age, you know? And so that's got to mean something to recruits, right?
Yeah. I mean, freshmen definitely take a look at that and say, hey, shit, they playing freshmen? Shit, maybe I can go Texas and jump on the field too, right? You know, you may not start. That's fine, but you're gonna get a chance to play.
At least get a little fix, you know?
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get an opportunity to go play, and I think it's a good thing. So no, it's good to see. It's definitely good. It's encouraging the freshmen to see that, and they can kind of see the depth chart and see where they kind of fit in. You know, they're like, hey, I got a shot, bro. Maybe I don't, but hey. At least if I go in there with if I go in there and show that I can play at this level, shit, at least they give me a shot.
Yup.
Bingo
with Cook and Wingo.
Yeah, yep. He does. He really does, man.
Well, and you can tell that those have been 2 of his biggest targets. Because when Arch came in the game, those were 2 of his biggest targets.
Yeah.
You know, so each quarterback has their own set of guys, has their own little crew. And I just think it's a testament to how well Sark has built this program over the past 3 years. You know, like I am so impressed with the depth that we have at the positions that we have, and you're seeing it actively in game. You know, like you're seeing twos go in and there's zero drop off where we've begged for times like this.
Yeah.
You know, you're seeing guys rotate in and out and there's no difference. There's no difference in the way that it's run. There's no difference in the confidence. There's no difference in the aggression. There's no difference in the physicality.
Right. No,
and we've begged for that. We've begged for that for years. Years. Freaking years.
Yeah, it's I think it's been mentioned all the time, like the depth, it's quality depth that we have. Was really it's just no drop off, which is good. Like the second stringers could probably be a top 25 team. Maybe the offensive line may be a little, different, but like on defense and on defense for the most part, and offense for the most part, like our second string guys should probably be a top 25 team.
I made that joke. When Arch came in versus Colorado State. But the fact, like, it started out as a joke, but it's actually probably true. Like, I was genuinely joking when I said that. I was genuinely trying to be annoying. I was trying to rage bait, but it's actually probably true, which makes it even funnier. You can call me many things, but you can't call me a liar.
Hey, he is. No, they haven't, Victor. No.
No, I would agree with that. We have not been tested. There has not been an offense that has tested our secondary in the way that is gonna stand the test of the rest of the season.
No, it hasn't been tested, and it won't be tested these next two games either. I think Mississippi State will try to come out and throw the ball a lot because that's their scheme, the veer and shoot, but they're not very good. So
they're not very good, huh?
Yeah. So I don't think they haven't been tested yet. They've been able to kind of play everything in front of them. Nobody's taken. One person that went deep against them was Colorado State. He got picked off because we got pressure on him, but I mean he did get behind him, but but yeah, it was underthrown because we got pressure. So no, nobody's tested them. They've been able to keep everything in front of them, kind of play a safe defense, more like a top on top of everything, a top on top of like everything. I know that's like double word, but I mean, they've been able to play like the sticks. Right? You know what I'm saying? Because for some reason, everybody's came in trying to run the ball on us. And UTSA found some success.
That's what I thought was funny. Okay. I could understand people's mindsets. You lose Byron Murphy and Tavondre Sweat. There's got to be at least a little bit of a hole or a little bit of a drop off, But I've felt really good about our defensive line through the first 3 weeks. You hold Michigan to less than 100 yards rushing with that's literally the only amount of offense that they could typically ever get going.
Right.
Like that's what their offensive identity is, running the football, and you held them to 84 yards rushing, something like that. So I will say I don't think that the Michigan O-line is as good as it was last season. And I also don't necessarily think that Donovan Edwards is Blake Corum. So
Blake Corum, but I think
he's a great.
He was taken over naturally and beat Blake Corum, but nah, dude,
he's not
even close.
He's not. He doesn't have that explosivity that Blake Corum did. I don't think he has the same vision that Blake Corum did behind the line. And I think that you really saw that versus Texas. You really saw they weren't able to really get much going, just at all. So I guess for me, even though our secondary hasn't been fully tested, do you feel like from the play that we've seen from our secondary in the first 3 weeks that we've improved?
We've had to improve communication-wise. That's my biggest gripe.
And that is your biggest thing. So if you're saying we improved in that, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah. I see people like, no, get over here, and you got him. Like, no, get over here. Like I heard Gilbo screaming at Gavin Holmes, like, "Hey, bro, no, press the point, man, get up here." Like they're talking. If I can hear that on TV, then they're actually communicating, which that's all I've been asking for. That's one of the things I've been asking for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you cannot play defense in this new age with all the routes and people run, the concepts they run, and not communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for the love of God, talk.
Yeah.
Now, they should be the loudest people on the field. Secondary
Mm-hmm.
should be. Everybody should be able to hear them talking, right? Because you have to, and you see it. That's what. So I don't think we haven't allowed any cover. It hasn't been any coverage bust, but yeah, I think that's very. Yeah, I love that.
Well, and I also feel like Trey mowed over a freaking 300-pound offensive lineman in Ann Arbor. You know, Trey has been disruptive without having those big time sacks, you know? Trey has he's made some noise. He's made more noise than I feel like people are giving him credit for, just because we heard so much throughout the offseason about just how much of like a secret weapon he is, how that edge room is just different with him in there. And I think that's still true. I feel like he's been more of a disruptor than like getting home, if that makes sense. What do you think, Coach Dub?
I mean, I think Trey is a pass rush specialist. I think we'll see his impact later in the season when teams really, like, we see a team who drop back maybe 30 plus times. I think you'll see what he does or what he is. Because right now he's been playing a lot of normal down situations. Like, they want to see him on third down, you want to see him get out there, but a lot of teams have not been true drop back. I think Carl Simmons just has to beat him to the quarterback. Michigan, he did a great job. UTSA, I was expecting to see some, but they didn't drop back. They rolled the pocket a lot.
Well, and Colin Simmons had 2 sacks versus UTSA?
Colin had a different type of motor, though. Colin's insane. Chasing things down from behind, even on running plays. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Colin is insane.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Maybe we'll see more from Trey Moore. I don't know, because we heard about him during the spring and summer, dominating our O-line and trying to block him. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But overall, like I said, I'm just really excited with what we've seen the first 3 weeks. Obviously, being number one means a lot. It's something it's a feat we haven't. It's a mountaintop that we have not reached since 2008, y'all. Like 2008, since we've been ranked number one in the nation. So I understand the PTSD. I understand everybody saying, you know, like, we don't want it. We don't want it. We don't want it. I didn't want it either. Okay. I get it. But now that we've got it, you can't tell me shit. Like, now that we got it, it's ours. I can't give it back.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. Like, look, I'm like, embrace being the number one team now. Like, embrace being the number one team, right? Embrace being number one right now. Who cares? Like, yes, being number one is great. Like, brag about it. You should. You earned it. Like, Barry Odom used to have this saying, you know, you earn everything you get. Like, nothing's given to you. To this point, they've earned it. Now you got to go earn the right to keep it.
Yeah.
I mean, so
period. That was good.
Yeah,
that
you ain't got to earn the right to keep it. So go do that. Pressure's always on Texas.
No gizzies, backsies.
Texas is the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody.
Don't do that.
People want to beat us every single week, no matter. Everybody's Super Bowl, right? We're everybody's Super Bowl, right? And so we're gonna get everybody's best regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
especially now that we're good.
The target got a little bit bigger, but embrace it. Like, bring it on. Who cares?
Oh, I'm excited. That's how I feel. Before we got the number one ranking, I was like, I don't want it. I don't like the pressure. I don't want the PTSD. But now that we got it, I'm fully embracing it. Because it's true. They have earned it. You know, I get it's week 3, but we have looked like the best team in the nation through 3 weeks. Like, you can make arguments.
Yeah.
Like, you can definitely make arguments. You know, a lot of people say that Tennessee looks like the number one team in the nation.
You got Ole Miss. You got Alabama.
You got Ole Miss. You got Alabama. There are plenty of teams. There are plenty of teams that you can make this discussion about.
Right.
But I think for me, my opinion, I just feel like based off of watching everybody else and watching us, I feel like even though we may have not put up Tennessee numbers on offense, I feel like we've had more control of the games on offense, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. I think definitely. I don't know who all Tennessee has played either. So
no.
Look, like styles make fights. I don't look.
Oh, NC State. They played a ranked NC State team.
I mean, hey, they played a ranked team. I guess if they play on the road or at home. That's the key.
Don't get me lying. I have no clue.
Know,
I have no clue.
Like, you can't help who on your schedule. The only thing you can do is help control what you can control. And so we look good so far versus the teams we played. So, I mean, hey, I'll say this. Oh, man, I looked at the Tennessee schedule. So they played Tennessee Chattanooga first, 69-3.
Yeah.
Okay, so they played Chattanooga's an FCS team, so
that's what I'm saying. The only team that they've played that's had even kind of a pulse was NC State.
They did what they were supposed to do. They played NC State, a ranked team, on the road and won 51-10. Okay. Then they played they played Kent State, who was their UTSA, and beat them 71-0.
Mm-hmm.
So
they had 65 points before half.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like we're
what?
I wish I was joking.
65 points.
Go look at the box score, please. Just do us all a favor. Do us all a favor and go look at that crazy ass box score. Just
playing Victor, Gio, somebody on NCAA, man. God.
That's what I'm saying. Go just look at that box score for a second. I want everybody to see your natural reaction to seeing that.
Damn. They had 60. Oh, okay. Oh, they got a tough schedule too.
Yeah, they do.
Oh.
You're going to learn. That's the thing, is that you're going to learn a lot about the SEC this season. You're going to learn a lot about a lot of teams.
Yeah. We got the easiest schedule, though.
I'm okay with it. I don't give a shit.
We do. We got the easiest schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, being
not easiest. I think A&M's is easier than ours.
Maybe. I got to look at their schedule, too.
I'm pretty sure A&M's is easier than ours.
But our stuff is lined up. Like, our two biggest games, our three biggest games, Michigan, Georgia, and Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. And then Michigan is who they are. We got Oklahoma and Georgia. And Oklahoma can't score. Like, they got a good defense, but they can't score. They're struggling. And so, yeah.
Well, okay. And okay, hold on. Before we start talking about other teams, because I want to start getting into that. I want to start talking about Tennessee, Oklahoma. Like, I want to talk about that matchup. I want to talk about other games and stuff that have happened. Because like I said earlier on in the show, college football is a hot-ass mess right now, y'all. College football is all over the freaking place. You know, freaking Florida State goes 87-0 last season, undefeated season, until they hit their freaking bowl game, get their booty blasted, and then now they can't freaking win.
Yo, that's bad.
Like, we'll get into all of that because that's just crazy. The drop-off there is insane. But before we do that, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for joining in on our live show every single Monday. If you're watching on Twitter, please go over to our YouTube channel. Go over to YouTube. We are over there, like I said, every single Monday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're really, really trying to build that platform over there, y'all. So please go subscribe, like, comment down below. Let us know what you guys have thought of Texas over the past few weeks. Not over the past few seasons. Don't do that. Just the past few weeks. But I lost my train of thought. I was going to make a point, but I forgot it. Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways, like I said, my main point with that was just to say thank you guys for coming in every single Monday. Please head over to the YouTube channel, like, comment, subscribe, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every single time that I upload. And before we get into one more thing, I also want to tell y'all about my fantasy league. I've got a fantasy league with Locker, the app Locker. They are completely reinventing fantasy. It's not everyday daddy's fantasy football. It is not your daddy's fantasy football. Is not your granny, your grandpiece. Like, it's none of that. It is different. It's fun. It's interactive. And I have a locker league available right now in the link in my description. $50 buy-in, but I might have a little bit of a special code to help you match your buy-in. So use that link in the description. Join my league and come have fun on Locker. It's a little bit different, but I really, really enjoy it so far. So make sure you join my Locker league. And I was going to say one more thing, but once again, lost my train of thought. So so now that I've gotten through all of that, let's kind of wrap up the show and talk about college football in general. Because what is going on in Tallahassee? What is happening?
I think I think Saban said clear on the show on game day one day. He said, "Yo, everybody got $20 million rosters. But you got a problem if you pay the wrong dudes." And they paid some bad talent. They paid some backups from other teams. It worked the first year. They had a bunch of good transfers come in, some older. But now they spent money on the wrong players. Mainly QB. Hey, DJ Daddy watching. Don't come for me, David.
Please don't come for us. We're not trying to come for DJ, but like, yeah. I'm not emoji that like.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that is paid wrong players. They stuck with him. So yeah.
Yikes. That is gonna, like, the FSU drop off, going undefeated one year and then starting off the next season 0-3.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like a 30 for 30. Gotta be, right? Because like that's insane. That drop off is nuts. You like, my question is, when do you start, like, because it's not even what's just happening on the field. Because of what's happening on the field, they're losing their recruits. Their recruiting class is in shambles right now. Man. We're after some targets. We've gotten a target.
We got one, yeah.
We got one. You know, like, we've benefited from Florida State looking like shit. Right. And we might benefit even more from them looking like shit if they continue to look like shit. You know so, I mean, I ain't mad at it, but at the same time, damn.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad for that.
I'd cry.
What's the old song with like Master P? It ain't my fault.
What's worse, drop off FSU or Florida? Florida State. FSU. Florida State, absolutely. Oh, they were bitching 5 months ago. Well, not 5 months ago, a little bit longer than that. But however freaking long ago, they were bitching a few months ago about how suing people over the summer because they were kept out of the college football playoff. And this is what you put on the field?
Yeah.
Be so serious. Like, I'm so sorry. Be for real.
Yeah, man.
Who do you think? Okay, this is funny. I know the answer to this. I know my answer to this. I feel like the obvious answer. Whose seat is hotter? Billy's or Mike's?
Them both they seem sitting on hell right now. I don't know.
I would say Billy's, just because of the fact that they're literally already having board meetings. But it would not surprise me at all. It would not surprise me in the slightest if Mike Norvell was getting if the talk was heating up around Mike Norvell towards the end of the season. Depending on how the rest of the season goes, it would not shock me in the slightest to see his seat get hotter than hell.
Gotcha.
Okay. But so Florida State looks like shit. Florida looks like shit. Who else looks like shit? We talked a little bit about Oklahoma and Tennessee. So let's go ahead and talk about that game real quick because we're kind of all over the place talking about the college football landscape at the moment. We talked like we're a little bit all over the place, but we haven't really had these discussions. So we're just talking. But with the Tennessee OU game coming up this weekend, Josh Heupel coming back to Norman for I think it's the first time that he's been back to Norman.
Yeah, it is.
Game day's gonna be there. You know, like they were bitching last week about how their students left in like the third quarter against Tulane. Like,
yeah. I mean, and honestly, I think they gave up 13 points on defense. The pick six hurt. I went back. I saw the film. The guard just let the linebacker run free, and Jackson was like, "Hey, bro, what you doing?" And then he just like, you know what I mean?
Yikes.
Oh, it was bad. It's bad. It's bad. They don't get that fixed. They're in trouble because Tennessee's going to be the first person to test OU's defense, I guess, vertically down the field. But OU
which is exactly what I told you earlier because what did you say earlier? Let's go ahead and put this.
I think you're going to see that 65 points Tennessee put on, you ain't going to see the versus OU. And I know people who don't want to accept it, but OU probably has one of the best defenses in all of college football and one of the top secondaries.
But see, that's where I don't mind saying that they have a decent defense. Okay, I don't mind saying that because I feel like they've been decent over the past 3 weeks. You know, the defense is the reason that they've kept them in games. If we're being completely honest, because their offense can't do shit. So their defense is the reason that they're even competitive in these games sometimes.
Yeah.
And so I get where you're coming from and saying that they're good. I'm going to pause on calling them one of the best in the nation and the best in the SEC until I see them against an offense with some serious firepower. Because they're going to see some offenses that have some serious firepower this season, including Texas.
I say this, but honestly, they were like one of the top teams in takeaways last year. Now they've got all that experience is back. Now they have a defensive line to go with it, and they're leading the nation in takeaways right now again. Like that, they take the ball away at a high clip. Like that ain't fake. It's not luck. Like they get turnovers, right? And so they're a good defense, and they do.
Yeah, but the thing is their turnovers don't always translate into points. That's the problem. That's their problem. No, but that's what I'm saying though. Is that's their problem. I was saying it as a whole.
Their offense is terrible. If they had any bit of offense, they'd be dangerous. They don't. But that defense is it's really legit. I said, it's not that I'm saying that Oklahoma's defense sucks. I'm not sitting here saying that. I'm just saying I want to see it when it's tested. And same for us. Yeah, exactly.
You know, same for us. It has nothing, it's not anything like that. It's just the simple fact that their defense hasn't been tested. I feel hella good about our defense and where our secondary looks, but once again, we haven't been tested. So I feel good about it, but that could change in a few weeks, you know?
Yeah, nobody trying to attempt to throw the ball on us whatsoever.
Exactly.
People attempted to throw the ball on them, they just picked it up. You know what
exactly.
I
think that's the difference.
We still ain't gonna gather for the next whatever. Yeah.
Well, we probably will. Honestly, we probably won't see it until Georgia.
Oh, you gonna see it in Dallas? They're gonna try.
They're going to try, but that doesn't mean they're actually going to be able to do anything.
They're going to try. We need people to try. People not even trying versus us.
That's fair.
Besides,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I get that. I get it.
Hey, Victor, I give you a score. We're going to put 6.
We're going to – hold up. We're gonna get there. We haven't gotten there yet. We have not gotten there yet. We're going to get to a ULM prediction in a second.
Oh my God!
We're gonna completely finish off the show with that. Damn! Don't rush me.
I didn't. I'm answering my man's question, yo.
Don't rush me. We will get there.
You know what I mean?
We will get there. Who else have you been impressed with? I've been impressed with Miami. I like what I see from Cam Ward. I don't have full faith in Mario Cristobal, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I do think that Miami is the best team in the ACC.
They haven't played. Have they played anybody?
They're not gonna. That's the thing. They're not gonna play anybody. Look at their schedule.
Louisville's ranked, but Miami.
Look at their schedule.
They They're missing a quarterback. Now they got a quarterback. Miami is dangerous.
Miami's good.
They've always had a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miami's good. I'm giving Miami all the credit. Ooh, this is a good one too. Yes. USC looks better defense-wise this year. Yeah.
So I'm shocked. But they got a new DC.
Me too.
Lincoln has decided to invest in defense.
It's wild what happens when you don't let Alex Grinch run your defense.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, outside of that first year at Oklahoma, whatever.
No, but you've seen, and I think that was the difference in the week 1 for me whenever USC played LSU and Notre Dame played A&M. Both of those games, I feel like, were similar for different reasons. If that makes sense. Like, I feel like with the Notre Dame A&M game in week 1, it was more so one of those things that I couldn't tell if the offense was good or the defense was just bad.
No.
Or I meant the other way around. The defense is good and the offense is just bad.
Yeah, no, they were no.
Because that's how I felt with the Notre Dame A&M game. With the USC LSU game, I felt like both offenses are they're good. They both have decent offenses, and both defenses actually stepped up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, definitely. They did.
I felt like there was a clear difference in the way that those games looked, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I think, and we know Lincoln Riley has offense. We know Brian Kelly has a good offense. I thought the defense looked improved, but also it was the first game, so you got a lot of people trying to figure out and get on the same page. And never Notre Dame are who they are. We saw Notre Dame lose to Northern Illinois, so whatever. They couldn't score against Northern Illinois either. So yeah, there's that.
That's true. Touche. It's just that's what I'm saying. Like I'm damn proud we're number 1, but I also do think that they're. Ooh, yes. This is a good one.
They're gonna lose Friday though.
Oh,
they may lose Friday. It's gonna be a good game.
Who they play on Friday?
They play Illinois, so we'll see.
Ooh, we get to see Terrence Brooks.
Yeah.
All of our Texas fans, if you want to watch Terrence Brooks, he's playing Nebraska.
My dude ready to go. That's gonna be a good game on Friday night.
But I feel like Nebraska has that power back. Like they have that mojo back a little bit.
Sleeping giant, just like Texas was.
For sure. Dylan Raiola's a dude. Raiola's a dude.
Power of having a good quarterback. And he's a freshman.
Yeah.
And they had a quarterback who looked really good, but the freshman is never mind. Anyway,
Dylan Raiola's a dude.
Yeah, Ole Miss has been impressive, but they always.
Ole Miss has been impressive.
Ole Miss defense is really good. So, hey, Kiffin has figured out the defense. Ooh, that's
and Texas misses Ole Miss. We miss Tennessee. We miss LSU. We miss Bama. We
got lucky.
Yay!
So we find a way to mess this up. I'm gonna be mad.
Well, no, I honestly feel like if we do mess this up, that's on us. I feel like ultimately, yes, I'm excited for the Georgia game. That's going to be a really, really good game. And we may very well lose that game. I'm not saying that it's not any competition or anything, but I do feel like our biggest enemy, our biggest competition is ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we can beat any team we go up against. We have the talent. We have the depth. We have the scheme. We have the coach. We have all of that. We can beat any team we want to.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to.
If we want to. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Go out, do the damn thing.
Yeah, do the damn thing. We'll see.
That just is what it is. That just is what it is. That's a good question. Do you think that Kiffin would take the Florida job? I don't think so. I don't know. My gut instinct says no. But he's really built that roster this season a lot from the portal.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like Kiffin is actually built Ole Miss for sustainability in the same way that Sark has with Texas.
Don't send that man. He go to Florida, man. That's dangerous.
But I could see it happening just because I feel like I don't feel like he's built the same way at Ole Miss the way he would if he had the intention on staying. Yeah, if that makes any sense.
We'll see.
He's from the Saban tree. Like,
we'll see what happens with that. That's tough.
That would be interesting. And that'd be a damn good hire.
Yeah.
That would be a damn good hire.
Yeah.
I love Lane. I love me some Lane Kiffin. He's one of the biggest trolls on the internet.
I love Lane.
I love Lane. Lane Kiffin is that guy. He's that dude. And I feel like it's just kind of a natural thing. It's just like a natural thing at this point with Sark and Lane being like besties that Texas and Ole Miss just kind of be like, hi, friend. Woo. Because like our coaches are besties. So why wouldn't we be besties, you know?
Yeah, we'll see about that.
We'll see. We will see. But before we get out of here, we've gone on for a minute tonight. But this was another one. Yeah, obviously we can sit and talk about the Georgia and Kentucky game. Last one before we get out of here. We're going to talk about the Georgia-Kentucky game because we talked a little bit about it earlier offline, but I just feel like, okay, so for those that don't know and haven't really been paying attention for the past few years, at least Georgia under Kirby has always struggled in Lexington. They go to Kentucky and they struggle. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of what happens under Kirby. I don't know why. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand why it happens. But I feel like even just watching this game, I felt like it looked a little bit more out of sorts than it normally did from a Georgia offense, if that makes any sense, in my opinion. No, it just felt a little bit more out of control than normally. How did you feel?
I think that they stumped their toe a lot in the game, honestly, more than they normally do. They stumped their toe out, and Kentucky has a really good defense, so I ain't taking that away from Kentucky either, but I think that.
Well, no, I'm not trying to take anything away from Kentucky, but Georgia shouldn't have had any problems.
You say that, but I mean, it's almost like.
I honestly feel like Kentucky gave it away because why did they punt? I feel like Mark Stoops. I feel like Mark Stoops, but you're playing the number one team at home. Why are you playing conservatively? You have nothing to lose.
Yeah,
nothing.
I mean, look.
Yes, and this is true, Victor. This is 1,000% true.
Well, we say that we don't know how the game will go. It's like just struggling with Oklahoma State during our 05 run. Why are we struggling with Oklahoma State? They're nowhere near us. It's some people's styles make fights. Kentucky and Mark Stoops has always had a dominant defense, and they play people look at the logo like Kentucky has ball. They got NFL dudes on the defense. I think we talked about.
Yes, but I mean, come on. Yes, but I mean, come on. No. I get that, but we're not going to sit here and make it seem like Kentucky is freaking good. They're not.
Why are they not considered good?
The eye test, for one. They have no quarterback. Their quarterback play is crap. Is dookie. Their defense may be good, but that doesn't mean they're a good team.
Okay, so that's why the game was close. They were able to stop Georgia because they got just a good defense.
But that's what I'm saying is I don't feel like it was I genuinely do not feel like it was just because Kentucky imposed their will on that offense. I feel like Georgia looked out of sorts.
They got first rounders on the D-line, linebacker, and secondary.
I get what you're saying with the NFL. We've talked about that. SEC rosters are littered with NFL talent all over the place.
They couldn't just lean and run. Like, they've always struggled with them. Just the same way they struggled with Missouri. Like, they struggled with Missouri the same way and win at the last second, even in their championship run.
Well, that's what I'm saying is I feel like this is different, though. I feel like it's not just them struggling. I feel like their offense looked more out of sorts than they normally do, even when they do struggle in Kentucky.
Kentucky played well, and they stumped their toe a lot. A lot of penalties, a lot of backwards plays. Even when they had momentum, they have a bad play. Like, it was like a roller coaster of they didn't keep consistency, but it happens on the road at night in the SEC, like where stuff happens. It happens.
I think you're giving them more credit than they should.
All right, if Kentucky come to Austin and
if Kentucky comes to Austin and
like,
I will shut up. I'll shut up. If Kentucky comes to Austin and Sark struggles, I will shut up.
All right, cool.
I will shut up. But until then, what are we talking about?
Kentucky being good on defense. I think people need. Hey man,
they're fine. They're fine.
Your teams with logos, because them boys can ball.
It's not about the logo, though. That's not what I'm saying. They have good players, but you can have good individual players and have a bad defense. And I'm saying they have a bad defense.
They got an excellent DC.
I get where you're coming from, but
They got first round. Look, they got and they had if Granderville played better, maybe they
see. And this is another reason why. This is another reason why. Because honestly, Carson Beck hasn't impressed me through the first 3 weeks.
I ain't the biggest Beck fan, but I mean, they all bus drivers at Georgia. When have they had just this elite quarterback?
I get it, but at the same time, like if you're sitting here talking about Carson Beck being a #1 draft pick and the Heisman, I'm not saying you.
Mel Kiper.
No, it's not just Mel Kiper. It's literally everybody. The Heisman odds were on Carson Beck before the season.
Yeah, I never saw it, but hey,
that's what I'm saying is that like I don't feel I don't know. It feels. See, UGA seems off. That's all. Yes, thank you.
They had an off night.
See, I don't.
They had an off night. It happened.
It does. Off nights happen. It's not about just the off night, though. I'm talking about the way that their offense looks.
You I don't know. You had bad nights. It's
oh my God.
Little,
see, yes, literally.
Just because the offense. Man, how many points they scored against Clemson? It's the first game of the season too, in a neutral site.
But they had to get it together the second half.
How many points did they score though?
30.
All right.
1, 4, something like that.
Like literally, like you talking about, yeah.
They can score. Nobody's saying that Georgia has a bad offense. Nobody's saying that.
Didn't that offensive coordinator go to the NFL? So they got a brand new offensive coordinator?
They have Mike Bobo. They've had Mike Bobo.
But that ain't the same player. He just came back from Colorado State, so I was like, let them. They got a new OC. Like, dude, let them get in rhythm.
See? Well, hopefully they don't get in rhythm. That's exactly what I'm saying. It just feels off.
They had an off night. Sometimes stuff just doesn't go your way.
See, but hold on. How come Georgia can have an off night, but when Texas does, Arch is the guy, and Arch needs to do this, and the
When do we have an off night this season?
I'm not saying. I'm just saying the narratives in general.
I ain't saying about us. We have off nights too. We've had off nights even in our championship run. We had off days.
No, for sure. I'm not saying no, and I'm not saying that our off nights don't happen. I'm saying that why can't we just say that Georgia looks off? Like, why does it have to be all these caveats? Oh, it's an SEC game at night. Oh, it's this. Oh, they always struggle.
It has a lot to do with it.
It may have a lot to do with it. No, but it has a lot to do with it in the grand scheme of things. But I'm not talking about just that. I'm not talking about the situation. I'm talking about Georgia's offense looking different. And it does. It does.
To me, it's like the same offense. Almost they've been running, just less execution. It feels like the same.
Exactly, less execution.
Your way, you don't execute at a high level.
But it's not just the Kentucky game. But it's not just the Kentucky game. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, what about the game?
The first half of the Clemson game.
It was their first game. They scored over 30.
I get that, but what I'm saying is that offense, it still just looks off to me. It doesn't look like a typical Georgia offense where they bury them in the second half. Versus Clemson, sure.
I don't know who they're supposed to bury in the second half. I mean, I go look at the games in the championship.
You wanted us to bury people in the second half, but you don't want Georgia to do it?
We're way more talented than Georgia on offense.
But okay, see, don't do that. You're holding it to different standards. Don't do that.
We are way better.
I agree, but my thing is hold Georgia to that same standard.
Smart would not be like, hey, we got the victory.
No, and he's pissed. You saw his chili bowl bouncing on the sideline because he was pissed.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But Sark be like, hey, we got 50 guys. Hey, let's chill. We're good. You know what I mean? That's the difference in between them two. That's the difference between those two. You know it. Kirby, we've heard Kirby. Hey, I want to beat them up. Hey, we've heard Kirby. And Kirby wants to. If he could, look what he did at TCU when he could score. He kept scoring.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying this Georgia offense looks different.
Oh, see, this is a new
They've had Mike Bobo. What do you mean?
Man, Mike Bobo was with it's been years though. That dude they had was there for like 3 years. Now he's with the Ravens. Like it's just a different team, man. It's a different team. Like let those dudes play. Like it's third game of the season. Well,
and don't get me wrong. I said it earlier. I don't expect that Georgia team to show up in Austin. I don't expect that. I'm just saying I feel like either way, I feel like that Georgia offense just looks different. It just feels a little bit more out of sorts. It feels a little bit more like they shoot themselves in the foot more often.
They did that.
They're a little bit less disciplined. They're just not as I don't want to say efficient, but they're just not as sleek. They're not as sharp as they normally are. And that's what I'm talking about.
They were like that during the championship run to the first 3 games. Like it's.
But I still feel like those offenses look different.
Yeah, we don't know about Georgia versus Bama. We'll see.
Yes, and that's 1,000% true.
We'll see.
We will definitely see that. SEC team no one is talking about is Missouri.
Missouri struggled. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know who Missouri is. I'm still waiting to see.
Yeah, same. The jury's still out on Missouri at the moment. I don't obviously I think they're a top 25 team. I don't know if they're a top 10 team right now.
I don't know.
I really don't know. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about Missouri just yet. I don't know. I feel like a lot of these it goes back to what we were saying about it because at the end of the day it is week 3. You know? At the end of the day it's still early on in the season. Ultimately a lot of teams still haven't really played anybody.
Yeah.
And the teams that they have played, it's still week 1, 2, and 3 for those teams too. You know, so like all of these games early on in the season, I get it. I get it. But I mean, what would we have to talk about if we didn't talk about if we didn't bring this stuff up, you know?
Yeah.
Like what exactly would we have to talk about if we because at the end of the day, they dropped Georgia for a reason. I think that if it wasn't obvious that there is a difference in that offense, I don't think Georgia drops.
The coaches poll they didn't drop.
Well, in the coaches poll they didn't. Yeah, but I'm saying in the AP.
Yeah, in AP. So.
Well, and it's week 3. I get the nonchalant attitude with it. I get it. It's week 3, but at the same time. We've played 3 games just like everybody else.
We have.
You know, except for Ohio State. Ohio State, they had a bye week.
And we'll get our first real game versus OU. What?
That's a neutral site, though. That doesn't count as a road game.
But, I mean, it's still at least you're playing somebody that's capable of fighting back.
Are they?
Yeah.
Offensively?
Hey, we won with Case McCoy and Tyrone. Look, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
Touche.
Yeah,
Touche.
we won with no offense. Remember the offense? We had no offense.
Touche.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Let me shut up. Let me shut up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
somebody to punch back. So we'll see.
For sure. But before we end today's show, let's go over a score prediction for ULM real quick because the ULM defense. How do you
Texas about 50. I don't even know score. Texas about 50. Come on, man.
The spread is like it. Well, I think the spread it opened at like 48.
Yeah, Texas about 50.
It opened at like 48, and I think it's dropped to 44. But
what are we doing here? Texas.
Yeah.
Not even trying. Texas about 50. Hey, Brady Sarkeesian is gonna play again. You know what I mean?
That made me so happy. Not that necessarily he got in the game, but and I think that is this is what I want to end today's episode on because this was such a sweet moment. For those that don't know, Sark has a son on the team, and because Saturday was such a blowout, the coaching staff put in Brady Sarkeesian into the game versus UTSA, didn't tell Sark, and Sark was he saw his son running on the field, and one of the sweetest things that I saw was him saying that he was like, you know what, I saw him on the field, and I had no clue it was happening. None of the coaches told me it was going to happen, and for a second, I took my headset off, and I was just a dad watching my son on the field for a second. I let them call a play and let them do their thing, and I was just a dad for a second.
Yeah.
Like he was like, I'm pretty sure he even made a joke. He said that he wanted to look at some of the defensive guys and be like, blitz 32.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. I ain't gonna lie.
Like, that's such a cool moment for Sark in general, just as a coach, as a dad, but also to have the staff around you, like, care about something like that for you, not that it necessarily, like, I'm not sitting here saying they thought, like they got into a huddle and they're like, let's do something nice for Sark. Like, I'm not sitting here saying that, but I think that just goes to show the camaraderie that they have in the program right now. Like, they care about each other.
Yeah,
and that matters.
Coach Odom had his son play linebacker at UNLV. So I get when he got in the game, he smiled because his son got in the game. He smiled in practice every time his son made a tackle. So I get
it's different. Like, you can't help but love that. Like, it's such a good moment. And I love that for Sark. I love it for Brady. Love that for him.
Yeah.
love him being able to get in the game. But no, it was a very, very, very sweet moment. And honestly, I kind of teared up a little bit reading it because it was that's such a sweet moment. And knowing Sark's history, knowing what he's been through with his kids, and knowing how much that meant to him, that was really, really cool. And I loved that from the Texas staff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Sark is just a good dude. We really have our guy. And I agree. I've said that, one of the things that he did after the Michigan game was there was a video that kind of floated around on Twitter of him on the field looking up at the band in the big house, pointing and saying, play that song, baby. Like, he loves the University of Texas, and I feel like we haven't seen love put into this program like this since Mac.
I'm enjoying him to the NFL. I'm calling. No, I'm teasing.
You what? Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. I heard what you said. Don't do that.
It's true. But anyway.
It doesn't matter. Don't do that.
Hey man, we're talking real life. Anyway.
Coach, we're live. Don't do that. Stop, please.
I didn't say it. Victor told me.
It does not matter.
Come on.
We're done with that conversation. We're done with that one.
Sark is doing.
Anyways, we're done. Today's episode was great. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for joining us every single Monday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are live on Twitter and on YouTube. Please make sure you share this all over Twitter. If you're watching on Twitter, please head over to the YouTube channel and subscribe over there. We are really trying to build that platform, and we really need y'all's support and help over there, y'all. So please go show us some love over on YouTube. We really appreciate it. Horns by a million, #1 in the nation. Hook 'em horns, baby. Texas fight.
ULM will get a nice check and a good meal.
As they should. And a good old kick in the ass on the way out.
That's cold-blooded. Poor team.
Oh, sad day. Hook 'em, baby. Thank you. Thank y'all. Bye.
Defense flying to the ball like vultures. Y'all got to pray. Shoot it out like John Wick. Tell me what y'all